So hey guys, and welcome back to Ames's Corner here at Approved Auto and Plastow. So it's right in the beginning of fender bender season up here in New England. We get some pretty treacherous road conditions, and we see a lot of crash victims that have been run through the cabbage coming through here. But we actually haven't had any snow yet. Had a couple of freezing nights, but not really any good crashes except for this thing we got right here. I got this real nice Lexus IS, what is it, 250 I think? IS 250 all-wheel drive, yes it is, late model. This one though didn't necessarily get run through the cabbage, just had a chunk of cabbage run into it. UPS drivers are out there, you know, doing their thing this time of year. A lot of packages to deliver, a lot of packages to lose, but yeah, one of them was just in a little bit of a hurry and slammed into this parked Lexus here, and you know, ripped her up a little bit, ripped her up. So one of the things I do here, which not a lot of guys that do what I do will touch body work. Anybody that can do engine work and all that, a lot of those guys will let the body guys do the body work. The thing is, there is a ton of money to be made on this kind of repair here. It's relatively quick. The parts are really available. It's not cheap. It's not cheap at all, but that's why, you know, that's why you have insurance, and the insurance takes care of it. So yeah, I got to get this thing in. We've already had the adjuster come out, and he's waiting for me to figure out which harness this broken connector here goes to. That's going to be a ton of fun to change. So yeah, I got to get this thing in. I got to get the bumper ripped off of it, the rest of this headlight ripped out of here. Look at this, huh? Moving headlights. I can imagine what I can imagine what the note on one of those are. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of price that that goes for. That I might actually use this piece of the light for a new headlight on the Super Scoot. That looks like a cool little HID unit, but I don't know. So yeah, I got to get a few things in. I got a few other vehicles to get out of the way before I can rip this thing apart. But yeah, let's get to work and get this thing in and torn down. ripped apart. They're always a lot easier to take apart when an accident has tenderized them a little bit, you know, just kind of tear into the front what's already broken. But the objective is to get to everything broken out of the way that has to be replaced out of the way, and then you can see metal damage that you got to take care of inside. Looks like this has got a pretty good crease up under here, but we'll let the body shop put their clamp rig on it and pull that out to where it needs to go. Probably let them put the fender on it. Usually I'll jam paint the fender, the back side of it, and then bolt it in, line it all up, so then all they got to do is the exterior match to it. Same with the bumper, but because this has some structural metal work that needs to be done, we're just going to let them put it on their frame jig and take care of that. Next step is to order up all the parts I need, like the headlight and the front bumper, and then we can put the headlight in place and the bumper in there and drive it to the body shop. It's only about 1.5 miles, but we don't want any trouble from the law not having a headlight in there, so we'll get that bolted in. We have to call the insurance adjuster back out here. He has to take a look at like the harness that we have to replace. I'm going to have to replace the whole harness. That ought to be a blast. Like I said, I got to get back in and get cranking. So until next time, keep it out of the cabbage.